You're watching Beneath the Surface Conversation.
Hey everyone, how we doing? MP, Beneath the Surface Conversations, back with another banger. We got some exclusive news for you today. We hear in current news, Sunday, July 22nd, I believe that's today's date. President Biden has dropped out of the presidential race. That's unfortunate for several reasons. We are very much in disarray as a Democratic Party. We are eating our own while the enemy has no real agenda, no real policy, no real idea of what they're going to do. We're all very much followers and sheep in this sorry-ass society. The only person that's even kind of speaking of doing things tangibly for minorities, LGBTQ, gays, blacks, Mexicans, immigrants, taxes, women, it's been the Democratic Party and President and Vice President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. It's unfortunate that we are allowing society to push this narrative that somehow we were better off with Trump and we will be better off with Trump. It's disturbing actually, because if you pay attention, and most of us don't, if you pay attention, they're not preaching any practices that they're going to do to make things better. Other than that, it used to be better, which it wasn't. We were living through COVID through the time. We had people in cages, immigrants in cages at the time. Okay? But there's some narrative that we're going to be better off, when all that is on paper is a service called Project 2025, a 900-page book that very much lays down bringing this country back to 1860, Jim Crow era. But again, we don't educate ourselves. Do we not see that they're playing in our fucking face? They've paid people. They've paid people. How do we live in such a bipartisan society? How do we live? How do we coexist in such a bipartisan society? What I'm saying is, on one hand, you have a team or a side that says, I plan to make things better for the average citizen, from jobs to healthcare, to welfare, to benefits, to retirement, to, again, LGBTQ+, taking into consideration all genres, walks of life. And then you have another side that says basically the exact opposite. My question is, how, when that team that is going on the exact opposite, when they win, what does that leave the rest of us? If one side is saying, I want to better things for whites, I want my white Americans to be better, I want my white Americans to be happy, and the other side is saying, I want all Americans to be happy. I just want to know where you think that leaves us. Where do you think that leaves us when Trump wins? Those saying, oh, Biden's old. Biden's old? Biden's old. Okay. Biden has a whole ass team. Biden is not one guy that runs this place. Okay. Biden and his team make several efforts on a daily to pass laws through Congress that get rejected constantly by the opposing team. And then they get on stage and say we were failing when they were opposing our shit. So how can we sit up here and act as if Biden is failing anything? There was an immigration law, bipartisan, Republican-driven immigration law that was denied when Democrats agreed to it. And they're still saying Biden is failing with immigration. Mind you, they were ready to pass the law, man. And then there's this hoax about this man getting shot, assassinated, and we haven't even seen a doctor's note. Oh, who are they playing? What's going on, society? Do we even care? I don't think we do. They do, though. They very much do. They very much do. Excuse me. So we say remove Biden. Now what? Right? Oh, America's gonna be great again. Is what the theory. That's the theory. Remove Biden, now what? We say. They say. He says. We ain't even seen Trump's tax reports. Trump lies. Every sentence that comes out of his mouth is a lie. His vice president is incompetent. A 2-year senator. Trump has never even served in Congress before he was a president. Mind you, Kamala Harris and Biden were federal and congressional judges and not judges, but congressmen and senators, and where are we at? How do we allow these losers to play their cards so well? How do we allow these losers to play their cards so well? Look, man, I need whoever's listening to know. Black people are not scared. Okay? This shit can go however they want it to go. My people are very diligent, and we ready for whatever. We are still trying to play by the book. Biden has still and only tried to play by the book because the moment he does one thing that your president Trump 47 does, or 45, or whatever the fuck they call this bum, one thing they'll drag him. This man had a stuttering conversation at a debate, and they grabbed that. Mind you, old boy had 34 convictions, been impeached twice, and he still has people saying he's the next great guy. Ride with him. I can't make this shit up, bro. Someone says we're living in a simulation. Hey, we might be. Look, whatever happens next is what happens next. I hope you guys vote. I mean, vote for what at this point? I registered to vote this year. I plan to vote for my President Biden. Kamala Harris doesn't have a chance. The Democratic Party doesn't have a chance. For a lack of better terms, this shit is over. Hold on tight and be ready for whatever comes next. We're guinea pigs at this point. Lastly, can someone let me know what Trump's plan is as why we're all excited about this? They were able to pay people on Biden's team to go publicly and say, get this man out of here. 30 of them to be exact. 30 Democrats came out and said publicly, remove Biden. How do we live in a country so divided? I think we don't. I think we don't.